Hello, cruise mates. It's your Wonderful Wind Mage, the Cruz Ship Captain, Chartreuse Proxy, ever at your service. Hi, all. It's been a little while since I've streamed Lost Experience of Legend. It is September 15, about the middle of the month. Watch I say about it, it is the middle. There's no September 31st. And yeah, I'm just back to playing one of my favorite fan games of all time. Alright, legitimately, it's Slay the Spire, but Touhou. What can I really say about it? So I know that I'm gonna have a lot of newer people coming around from like my Registrator's side of things. And once again, this is a roguelike card deck builder. Well, of course, if it's card, it's a deck builder. Hi, Wipeout. Hope you're doing well. But it's a roguelike deck builder that is literally just Slay the Spire, but Touhou themed. In a nutshell. And I'll just go over the basics as we go. You're here? Well, yeah. Hope you'd enjoy yourself. I was thinking about playing... Oh my goodness gracious, already. Thank you for the love, first and foremost, before I get myself too excited. But thank you, Wipeout Ninja. I know that you just said you got paid on one of my previous YouTube videos, and I cannot thank you enough for the constant love you've been giving me, even though we've known each other for 2 days. I say 2 days, it's technically 4, because I last streamed Omega Strikers on Tuesday, but you know what I mean. Thank you for the love, you are a very generous person, and I cannot thank you enough. But, getting back to it. So yeah, if you don't know anything about the Touhou series, well, you don't need to, necessarily, to enjoy the game. It's, you know, turn-based deck building. I'm going to be trying to survive toward the end of 50 stages, basically, of 3 acts. And, you know, building a cohesive deck along the way. Now, I know that I've been able to play through with a few of these difficulty modifiers. Probably stop for a while, though. I do really want a new desk. Yeah. I've been thinking about getting a new standing desk, actually, for my work. I'm here to learn the game. Yeah. So, to keep it simple, if you have spoiled once in, I'll just reiterate one last time. If you played Slay the Spire, this is, like, it's just anime girl skinned with a few extra rules. If you haven't yet, the way the game works is that we are fighting our way to the end of this map, where we have to go through a boss. Every single level is what it's called, or every single level is what it's called here at the top right, is, oh, you're getting standing desk, that's pretty funny. Yeah, I have a work at home job, so I'm typing at my computer all the time, so a standing desk would be real nice. Because using the little island in my kitchen, well, I say my kitchen, it's not my house, in the family house, it's alright, but even though I'm 5'2", it's still too short to where I would have to hunch over or just permanently bend my knees if I wanted to be at the perfect height for it. And because of that, it's like, sometimes I'm like, maybe it's just better to sit down anyway, even though I know the health benefits to a standing desk. Sponsored by Gamer Subs? Oh, that would be fun if I could ever get that, but I am nowhere near that big. How you doing, Calvin? But, so every chance here, I'll be following on one of these paths to each level. That'll be either enemies I have to fight, events I get to choose from, shops, elites, gaps, which are places to rest and recover health, and etc. stuff like that. But we gotta get through to the main game itself, so let's see what I can do. At the beginning of each run, you'll be approached by one Aaron Yagokoro, who will help you on your journey by giving you a few options that could be very beneficial to help start your run. The main thing to note here is that I will be looking to find things that can help buff up my defense, because the character that I'm playing is very defensive focused, as in build up a big wall and then slam enemy with that wall, or find ways to improve off of that defense. Hey Psycher, you'll be watching in the background? All good, all good. So, I can get Sponsor, which is basically gain 100 money. I only start with 10, which is pretty low, so honestly that's not the best. We're starting exhibit and gain random shining exhibits. Exhibits are up here at this top bar if you can see my mouse. They are your passives. I start with this one here, which gets me 1 yellow mana, which I'll go over later. But crucially, it gives me a little bit of barrier, which is blot that does not go away, and it gets me more barrier if I choose to float any mana at the end. I don't want to lose it necessarily, because it is crucial to my build, so that's alright. Alter, choose a card from the library to transform. These are all basic cards, but that could really help out my build early on. But I think I'd rather go for this one. Lose all money, gain a random rare exhibit, because that could make my whole run. I know you're playing OS, I was once seeing Tiny-san as well. Hey, you know, Honestly, I need to float this out here. How have I not friended either of y'all on OS yet? I'm still only in Platinum, right? I mean, I think I remember like when I saw that you tweeted that OS graphics cider, you were gold. Why don't we just queue up together, guys? For competitive, or even just, you know, even just some norms. I feel like it'd be fun. How have we not done that yet? You can add me, you already know my account. But I'd love to have a collab like that if we could do so sometime. Just how have we not, actually? But anyway. Most rare artifacts are going to be clocking in at about a value of 300 to 400 gold. So me, when my character starts with 10 gold, I can basically get a random rare exhibit for 10 gold. That is really good, and that should make my run. During Ibuki Gourd, during Reimu's turn, if the hand is empty, draw a card. Ooh! I could go for a heavy spending build, or things... so I'm looking to spend a lot of mana, and spend a lot of mana and not worry about card draw. Okay, that should be something I could index towards. That, and then I'm going to get a choice between the red pill and the blue pill. Haha, Matrix. The red pill gets me 100 power, which is this right over here. 0 out of 100, I can stock up to 200 power. And this is my spell card, which I can play at any time, once per turn, and it has a very powerful effect. 15 barrier, 10 damage and 2 weak to each enemy, and I get a free card out of it, whatever. I can use that at any time with no restrictions. Besides that, I can get 10 maximum life. Because I have Ibuki Gourd, this doesn't immediately help me now. I need to scale with it, so I think I'll probably take the life to start. And now I am looking for my build path. So, every time I am going through, every 5 levels, I get a little intersection here. So, I don't have to really, so I can worry about the boss later. For now, I just need to look at where I want to go first. The most ideal path for me, in my opinion, would be going this section from the top path right here. Just so I get an enemy fight, a random event, an enemy, and then I can choose between an elite, if I think I'm powerful enough to fight it, or a gap, to where I can either restore my health, or upgrade a card. So I'll go for the enemy first. So, into our first round of combat. The way this game works is that I am going to be getting 5 mana each turn, as you can see here. That is how much mana I am getting, and that is how much mana I have left each turn. It works like so I know I said Slay the Spire, but it works like Magic the Gathering rules, to where all of my cards, you'll see they have mana costs that pertain to my colors, or whatever I want to spend. This one costs 2 yellow mana, and you'll see them floating in the corner right there. That's costing 2 yellow mana out of my 5 stat. This one right here is costing a red mana, but then it's costing 1 neutral. It can spend both of my reds right there, but I could also cherry pick it to spend a certain mana color if I want to plan my turns out. Otherwise, the system's pretty smart about that. So I'll just be looking to see how much damage it can do to defeat my enemy before they defeat me, of course. The main thing about it is that, once again, like Slay the Spire, you can always see the enemy's intent on what they plan to do, and plan out your turns accordingly. I'll always be able to see what's in my draw pile, what's in my discard pile, and plan out my turns accordingly, because it's turn-based, of course. Now, I am playing on the hardest difficulty, plus a few extra modifiers, because I've beaten the game with Reimu a few times. That includes this eviction order, which just clogs my deck. It does me nothing good. So, I'm only drawing 5 cards per turn, and that's just a dead draw. Can't do anything about it. So the best thing I can do is deal as much damage as possible. This is where my build is going to go to. I am looking to get cards that benefit from having barrier. Remember, with this Sakura Purification Rod that I start with, what you need to know, I start with 1 barrier, which is will never go away until I get damaged. And it helps buff up certain cards like this right here. Duplex Barrier. Deal 12 damage. If I have barrier of any kind, be it 1 or 100, I deal twice as much damage, so I'll be doing 24. As opposed to a regular Talisman Shooting, which is my basic attack card. That is 24 damage compared to 10 damage, for the same mana cost of 2 mana. So that is what I'm going to be wanting to do all the time. I want to hit the enemies as hard as possible. I want to be able to buff up my defense, and then hit the enemies as hard as possible. So for instance, I could still attack with this shoot right here for 5 damage, but if I choose to float 1 mana right here, as you can see, I'm going to get 3 barrier. I don't have any other block cards, so if I float it, I can at least get up to a total of 14 block and only take 4 damage. So it's a lot about planning your turns ahead and figuring out exactly how you want to prevent damage, how you want to mitigate losses, because your health does not recover at the end of each fight. You have to get to the end of the current act to get your health back. So I can't just play recklessly. I have to preserve as much health as possible each turn I can get. So for instance here, she's doing another 18 damage, and she has block, this fairy. So instead, I'm just going to keep floating and gradually getting my barrier up. The crucial thing to know is that the teal block goes away at the start of my turn. So once the enemy attacks, it goes away. The blue barrier does not go away at the end of my turn once again. So that is why I do not mind floating mana if it means I can prevent more damage in the future. Because even though it's only 3, you can see it's starting to build up over time, and that will protect me in the future. It says here, if I didn't play a block card, well, I could only take as much as 2 damage. That, and I get to prot my effects, so like that. 2 parts barrier. Alright, so, at the end of each battle, I'm going to get my rewards, which is a little bit of money, depending on enemies destroyed, a little bit of power for each enemy destroyed, and a random card to add to my library that I'll get to see here. Just drinking my water real quick. So, I could choose between one of these 3 cards, or I could skip to gain 5 money as well. Or I could just skip it all together, but I might as well just hit the money. Because of a Buki Gourd, I might just actually want to get True Majesty early. It will help me out. It exiles, meaning it goes away from my deck completely, and weakness makes enemies deal less damage for that amount of turns. Which means I'm not clogging my deck up and I can keep cycling. So I could pop off with a Buki Gourd, possibly. I do love Pagoda's Glare, though, which is a card that hits multiple enemies, and it helps upgrade other cards. So I think I will take that early, because it helps me get a viable win condition. Now, we get on to one event, which will just be something random all the time. Here we have Mystia Loroi from Mystia's Izakaya, one series that I discontinued because nobody watched it. She's helpful. She'll offer me life, she'll give me power, or I can just say no thank you. To that end, I will get the power. However, she'd want me to pay. And I don't have money. I love you, Misty. I'm sorry. I need this power. I love you, Misty, but I'm sorry! Alright, in that case then, I will go fight another enemy to get more power and hopefully a card. We're fighting these cute little Kadamas. I'll deal 15 damage to each of them. The main thing, once again, is that Pagoda's Glare, it's an AoE for 3 mana, but crucially upgrades 2 cards in my hand, meaning I can deal a good amount of damage back to them. Like so. You see, this is why taking damage early is good for my build. Yeah, I took a little bit of damage, but since damage isn't anything to scoff at, if I can just, prevent any more turns from coming around. Alright. Another 2 parts barrier is nice, but that's another 2 yellow mana. I don't want to be too yellow mana dependent, considering I already have Pagoda's Glare. Gain Temporary Spirit. At the start of Amy's turn, gain Temporary Spirit. That's basically increasing the number of my block cards, so 2 Spirit means all my blocks will be doing 2 more, so that will be from 10 to 12, that'll be from 5 to 7 from there on. And it is an ability, meaning that once I use it, I have that ability until the end of combat. It is a permanent passive. Anyone front's interesting if I can cycle my mana, because it basically just becomes a copy of any card that I have in my hand. But I don't have anything really built for that, nor do I have the knowledge for it, so I think I'll just go ahead and take the power for now. I don't think I'm powerful enough to fight an elite, so instead I'll go to the gap. Hello, Yukari. I can either drink tea to heal 30% of my max life, or I can upgrade a card permanently. Pagoda's Glare, of course, would be great, because it deals more damage and it upgrades 3 cards. Either that, or I could go Hakure Temple Fair, which will get me, instead of 2, to 3 Spirit. I think for the future, Pagoda's Door is better, because that's basically, I'm upgrading 4 cards for the price of 1. Alright. I don't know who I want to necessarily fight here. Instead, I'll just go ahead and just choose somebody random and get the extra power, because I'd like to have that trump card in my hands. Now, I do think it'd be wise for me to probably fight an elite sooner or later. So I will go ahead, go to an event, enemy, gap, elite is my thought process here, because I have the help for it. Money bad. So that's Touhou. I'd rather just get the 50 money and not get anything. The options there, I should have slowed down for first-time viewers, was I could either gauge, it's a money bad for 150 gold, I could keep it, and gain another dead card in my deck. I could give some of it, so I only got 50 gold instead of 150, or I could give all of it away and should get me a dead card that gets me money at the end of combat. But seeing how tight my deck is, I'd rather have all the money I can. Alright. What am I going to be drawing next turn? I could actually destroy the rabbit with Pagoda's Door. So, I'm fighting these two enemies. This Belladonna doll is going to be, or no, Doll of Nerum is going to be doing a lot of damage to me over time. Or this rabbit trickster is going to be gradually siphoning my money away. As you can see, she stole 15. I could bribe her to leave, or to just straight up destroy her, which I think I will do, because I don't want to deal with her crap. I also should have specifically spent mana so I could get Hachirai Temple Fair. Oops. That's a misplay on my end. I should have gotten my extra spirit, and now I can't block for anything, because the rabbit trickster destroyed my block. Oops. Oh, that's on me, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, am I gonna have the hope for this now? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'm sitting at half health. The doll's gonna deal 12 damage to me. Now, it's not the worst thing ever, but that debuff depends on what it is, if it's a weakness. It's poison! I'd like to destroy you now. Thank you. Yeah, I took a lot more damage than I meant to. I'd probably heal before the elite now, then. It's our card from hand, gain 2 ward. That could be good. Above the realm. I think I had 10 chance, Rumboing. It does get me blocked for next turn over, and that is affected by my Hachirai Temple Fair. I think Quincy Neutral System would be good though, because it does help me get a prevent against debuffs, which I very, very much so needed. It also thins my deck a little bit. What would it be if I upgraded? That's 3, and it becomes a neutral mana? I'd rather not screw my run early. Alright, first elite. Aya Shimamaru. Her gimmick, she has Wind God Girl, which means she's going to be grazing 2 attacks, and she's going to dodge 2 attacks completely at the start of each and every turn. That is annoying. I need to deal with that. I don't have any ways to really multi-hit unless it's these shoot cards though, which means this is going to be a problem and a half, I feel. Let's go ahead and just get our buff up. So, the main thing here is that I need to find a way to get through her graze, which actually this would actually be a run ruiner here. And she's going to cut up my deck with useless cards that just almost do nothing. So, the best thing I can then do... I can't get through that graze immediately, but what I can do, possibly, is go ahead and use this. I'd rather save Oni Binding Circle for next turn, though, at the very least. I'll go ahead and pass this turn. Aya won't attack me until I attack her, so I'll just keep adding that dead draw to my deck. So I think this will be good now, then. Now, Aya may be grazing, but each spell card is accurate, which means they cannot be grazed. So if I go ahead and spend this and make her weak... this will let me bypass that and start just really whittling her down, like so. That's a third of her health, and I have a very healthy amount of barrier to play with. Because that she's really going to be hurting me now. Pagoda's Door really doesn't do anything for me besides upgrade these cards. The best thing I can do is just get my block for now, because I need to draw more attack cards, and I don't have the energy for this. This is actually the worst elite to get with my deck right now. Because I don't have any ways to multi-hit unless I draw all my strikes, basically. My small shoots. And with her clogging my deck, this is really going to be a problem. I just have to whittle her down as much as I possibly can. But she's slowly going to be hurting me, especially with all of these cards getting into my deck. Now, looks like I can actually hit her this time, thanks to Duplex Barrier. Now, granted, she is getting through my barrier that I got. She's slowly getting close to death, but I need to get Duplex Barrier almost every single time, just about. Because I legitimately just cannot hurt her otherwise. Oh, what a pain of a fight, what a pain of a fight. Alright, just keep getting rid of those Boom Boom Modern Newspapers. At the very least, I can just keep floating a mana for the little extra barrier that I can get. But I'm really just left at the whims right now of if I can get Duplex Barrier. Granted, I am slowly getting that that barrier back up, but this is really, really bad for my chances. Really, really bad. Oh, I misspent my mana! I should have specifically spent... Oh, shoot, dude. I didn't specifically use red mana, and now I can't even use Duplex Barrier. That is a misplay for the ages. Oh, that's what I get for getting so excited about my kill combo. Oops. Oh, not that I can do much here, Chief. Ah, shoot. I actually screwed things up so badly. Oh, well. That's just how life goes, Cruzy. That's just how life goes. Yeah, go ahead, preserve everything that I can. I'm at least gonna get guaranteed get it this time. All right, slow down, slow down. 1, 2, 3. You should be dead, Aya, but I screwed up, and because of that, I'm taking unnecessary damage. I mean, this fight's been long. This fight has been super prolonged, but it actually hasn't been the worst thing ever. Like, I finally did actually destroy you. Only took, like, what, 10 damage? I didn't even have to rest, but that could have been way worse. Alright, when you fight an elite and destroy them, you have a chance of getting a rare card, and you also have a chance to, get an artifact. Secret Border. Deal 16 damage to each enemy. Choose one of these cards to add to your hand. Could be interesting, but I'm not really going for orbs as a build path. Cleansing Ritual. Gain block and exile a card from your hand. Could be good. I really do like Purify the Land more, though. It costs less, and it can really just clear up my deck completely. I did Wolf Tingu's Shield. When your enemy plays a defense card for the first time each turn, gain temporary firepower, so play defense first. Firepower is, right, Spirit, it's just greater, it is just gonna be, oh, it's his face, +2 to all my attack cards. Now, one Miss Racin is gonna offer me 2 artifacts that I can take, exhibits I can take throughout my journey here, which is going to be either these high-tech glasses to get me more money, or this magic book, which is 1 of 3 random cards, and neutral cards from any character. That's not tied to any character. I will take the glasses, not only because I'm greedy, but also because this starts a quest line to get to Act 4, because there's normally 3 acts in the game, you'd think, but no, there's actually 4 if you do a specific quest. I could go double event into a gap, I think, but I think maybe a card would be better. I think a card would be better, so let's go an enemy then. Hello, Kadamas. Could I please get my Pagoda's Lawyer? No, I did not. Alright, who's the biggest threat right now then? You are. You're doing the most damage. Destroy you! Goodbye. And then I have to start getting through each of these guys, because when you attack them for the first time, they get fluffy. So, I need to at least proc their defenses before I do anything else. Yikes, that's a lot of damage coming my way. Oh, this is a Blatteruni, everybody. I do have a Buki's Gourd, but it's not like I was really doing too much there otherwise. Now I just realized the ward only affects, what's his face? Affects, debuff cards coming into my deck. It's status cards, not actual, what's his face, though. Not actual debuffs, so that's an oops right there. I could always do this, though, for my firepower, thanks to Wolf Tengu's shield, and then nuke 2 of these over here. It's funny that these Kadama is going to deal more damage than Aya to me. But I didn't drop a Yoda's Glory at the beginning. You can't always rely on a god we draw at first, so we gotta do what we can. Oop. Alright, this last Kadama should go down easier. Oop. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rest again at the gap, which really sucks, but that's just how life is. Raimi loses a buff, gain 3 barrier. Ooh! Reverse boundary would be great, considering I am concentrated gaining and losing spirit, thanks to my other ability. An Eternity Larva. She will either upgrade a card for me, remove a card, or I can transform something else. I'd like to upgrade Reverse Boundary. Yes, please. Having a way to just, basically getting 5 barrier passive each turn would be amazing. Alright, my next elite. 3 Fairies of Light. This is gonna be a little painful. Yoda's Door early is the right thing to do. And then I would like to destroy Star Sapphire. 3 Fairies of Light function exactly like the Watcher Orbs from the Spires Act 1, in which case one pair will debuff, or like one set will debuff, the other will attack, meaning that Luna is going to be debuffing, or the other two attack at the same time. Now I think I actually might be dead, so I drew no defense. Yikes. Am I actually going to be dead, ladies and gentlemen? Just from that. Oh, I'm floating with 4 health. No, not 4 health, 2 health. Is Luna going to destroy me? That's the question. Not yet. If I gain the spirit, I'd be hoping to draw enough. So that spirit play is for if I can survive these turns. I just have to survive Sunny, and I'm surviving 1 attack per turn. Now granted, my deck is going to be so dead drawn. Possibly. Oh my goodness. I'm still dead. I'm still dead. Oh, what a rip, dude. What a rip, actually. Oh, this run's in the gutter. I didn't get the chance to really use the Buki Gourd, which really sucks, considering I couldn't find a way to cycle my deck, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Well, I'll give that deck one more run, then. Yellow Reimu, get me back in Lunatic, get these 2 requests back on. Alright, I didn't make it to the end this time, which means I can only get the money option. Now, what do I want to play for? 110 money really isn't that much at all still, so I am still probably going to go for the life, I feel. Because I'm not looking for an elite fight at all. Alright, Kadamas. 3 Kadamas to deal with at first. Eh. Could I block that all still? No, I could not. So in that case, then, I'm going to destroy User. Going to block the rest, and then Proc your Fluffy, that way I can kill you next turn, sir. Nice, 12 firepower. Unfortunately, actually, you're surviving. Yikes. That is not enough, even if I floated, so I'll just go ahead and fight it out. No reason to take any damage there. Well, I still have my Duplex Barrier, so there's no reason for me not to use it. And that is a pretty solid and clean fight to begin with. Alright. How do I want to go this time? Base of Taiko is real nice. It's just basically Evil Ceiling Circle, but better? Ooh. Goes to 18. Whereas that goes to 16, that goes to 32 possibly. It'd be interesting. I don't have any way to up my firepower early though. I think Base of Taiko is just better just because it's barrier a lot that really gets me delivered. Well, Misty. Get me the power again. And because I respect Misty as Izakaya, maybe it was bad karma, I am paying you this time. I love you, Misty. As much as Sakuya, but you're still a great Touhou character. Alright. Go ahead, just prevent as much damage as I can. I'll at least prevent 9 damage from this fairy. Now then, what can I do here? I mean, not too much. Act 1 is pretty straightforward early on until you really choose to fight an elite or not. So it's just me thinking about what I could possibly build the deck towards. So I'd really, when you start getting those exhibits together, that's really where the crux lies. For, alright, how is my build gonna be? Because until then, it's really just building off of your starting condition, which is, alright, I have barrier. So I have 8 AoE, which is fine. That's real interesting, but I have no way to get firepower. Deal 12 damage as a Persuasion Needle to my hand, which retains. Could be good, especially if I have turns where I want to float, considering that's only a 1 cost. I think I'll go ahead and take that. And then what do I want to upgrade? Probably make that 1 mana? Which one would I want 1 mana then? Probably just Talisman, because it's just a better Duplex Barrier. It's for red mana, and it's only 2 then if I upgrade it, which is, you know, without a win condition, without a condition of needing barrier. Give me a random then, because I just want to get the extra power, and it's Sakuya still. Do I think I'm powerful enough for an elite? I don't have a real good way to once again deal with Aya. Actually, I kind of do. I can kind of deal with the fairies and kind of deal with Odin, but not too much. I don't have anything too specialized, so let's dodge the elite fights for now. Rumiatar. 20 life for 150. I'll take that trade, mostly because I don't want to lose my power. So, Nanokar. 10. We'll start from there. Taking a small sip of my water right now. I will say, me playing Lost Prince of Legend, because, you know, it is a card game, has got to feel a lot slower to my viewers compared to my usual shenanigans, like when I'm playing on Mega Strikers, especially my newer ones. And, well, hope you can enjoy this content still, considering this is my variety side of things. But I'm not trying to push it, necessarily. Like, what? This is what I like to do. If you don't like it, get it in the bathroom. But, I mean, maybe I could do offline Lost Prince of Legend too, because it is my next highest performing series. Because Kiss of Delicious drew nobody, but that is my legacy game, and I already finished it now. OS is my biggest game next after, but it's, you know, it's what I want to do then. Alright, so let's think about it here real quick. Let me draw attention away. I have good damage. Slice of Life is nice to have. It's just a way to get some life. Extra Fantasy means I should start really looking towards exiling. And it is a big spendability. Whenever a card is exiled, gain block, which pairs well with my Persuasion Needle, because it exiles. Let's go ahead and take that, actually. We're going for a Needle build, then. And then go ahead and upgrade it so it doesn't cost 4. It only costs 2, which means I can actually make use of it. Alright. It's the dolls. Alright. Go ahead, hit for as much as I can. Do I want to spend right now? Not specifically. I don't think so. Go ahead, hit the Trickster. That way I can increase a guaranteed kill no matter what attack cards I draw next turn. Yeah, I'm taking a lot of damage, but I think it is a worthy price to pay. No, I can't kill you this coming turn. Wow! That actually sucks! Well, in that case then, just float me my mana then. I can at least get my barrier. I thought I'd kill you. No, I didn't draw most of my attack cards. You gotta be kidding me. Alright then. Hit. Now, at least she didn't drain my spirit, which is crucial, because that means I can at least block most of this, but the poison, the one green poison, is starting to hurt a lot. No reason to play Edge of Fantasy now. I need to just survive. Maybe I should have played that barrier while I had the chance. And you need to die now. That is all my block cards. Well, at least I can completely block this, but it's still annoying as crap. Oh, jeez. I should have rested at the gap. But I don't think I can take an elite fight. I really don't think I can take an elite fight. Maybe I should have taken Slice of Life then. Choose one of 3 random cards to add to your hand. The temporary cost 0. I think that is totally fine considering this exiles. And it's defense, which I really need right now. Skill cards cost 1 less. Do I have that many skills? Only the 1. Get me the glasses still. I can't fight the elite. I need to just go for the Kane shop and hope for like a waffle or something. Now these bats. Ugh. Just block me for now. I just have to wait out their graze, which is what matters. These bats have vampire trait, because, you know, they're vampire bats. They will lifesteal any and all damage I do, and they start grazing, which is annoying as crap. The temporary cost is 0 for this, which, well... yeah, I'll just block literally everything, thank you very much. Now, yeah, both of them edge out, but the fact is I got a lot of barrier to work with now. And I can deal with a lot of their shenanigans. Such as this. Bye, suckers. Yeah, guess what? My barrier protects me through all of this. I am fine thanks to that skill. Oh, baby. Hit. Death. Get my barrier still. With how low my health is, I'll gladly spend an extra turn or 2. If it means I'm not gonna take any more damage, hopefully. Well, yeah, I might as well, because I need to get through this race one way or another. And I tabbed out not in time. Whoever followed! I'm sorry, I missed you. I'm guessing it's you then, my good sir. What even are names? How you doing? Howdy, howdy, back to you too. Yeah, I maybe should have had my widget pulled up. Oops. Oh, that's my bad. Sorry about that. That is real nice, I feel. I think I do need more block considering how low my health is. I am going to definitely guaranteed rest at this gap here. That's a no-brainer. Yomu! Creeping Hunter for the Sardinia Mooncake. I really do need those upgraded cards. I'm going to have to take that. You should summon me? Hey, my advertising's working! I'm a good content creator! Alright, so that event that I just got, Sardinia Mooncake, it's the same thing to the Heated Tawns from Slay the Spire. Every turn, I will always have one of my cards randomly upgraded, but as long as I have that debuff of Creeping Hunter, I will lose a life whenever I play a card. Well, not for long, because I'm just going to remove that and not deal with it at all. Now, what would I like to survive with here? Canned food I really do need. And I did buy the shop membership, so everything's 40% cheaper. I will take that. I would take Cleansing Ritual, because exiling more cards is good for me. You know, it's really good for me. And then I'm going to have to decide... Well, actually, I can buy both of these, right? Yes, I can. I would gladly take both of them. More ways to exile to keep my health up. To keep my barrier up, I really do need. The algorithm and try to make me good stream instead of trying to throw me down the alt-right gamer pipeline every several months. Hey! I'm considered a good streamer, even if 90% of my target audience has just been Omega Strikers. But I would take that. Welcome to the cruise ship, sir! I'm downplaying myself. But no, yeah, YouTube algorithm kinda really sucks a lot. Now granted, I'm not doing myself any service here. My only daily content is Omega Strikers, but this is just how this is. This is like Touhou themed Soy the Spire? Yes, it is. It 100% is basically Soy the Spire. Touhou Soy the Spire. It's Soy the Spire, like how, like mechanics and everything like that. 3 acts, bosses at the end, you know, same kind of like path at the end. But with a few different changes, such as how it's Magic the Gathering rules for your mana. So instead of it just being 3 out of 3 energy, I'm starting with 5 mana each turn. But it's exactly so. I get to spend it, get to spend colored mana specifically, exactly like Magic the Gathering. Anything that's just like labeled with a number is neutral mana, of course, so I can spend it however I want by selecting or just letting the game auto-choose for me. And there's a few extra things, like this blue one right here, that is barrier, which is block that does not go away, no barricade needed, versus block, which will go away normally. The character that I'm playing here is Reimu, to where I am functioning all around this barrier right here. A lot of my cards will trigger off of barriers, so I need to be able to keep this up. If I float a mana, thanks to my starting Shining Exhibit, which are your artifacts in this game, I am going to get 3 barrier at the end of each of my turns. So I'd like to float as much mana as possible. So if I could gain 5 block here, but if I choose to float instead, I will gain that 3 barrier. And considering how low health I am right now, I'd like to hold on to as much life as I possibly can here. Edge of Fantasy. Now, like, once again, otherwise, everything else in this game is pretty Soy the Spire-esque. Attack, defense is exactly so. Abilities are the same thing as abilities in Soy the Spire. They are your passives. And I'm basically playing block Ironclad, is what my character is for Reimu here. Whenever a card sets out, gain 3 block. Whoa, yes please then. I would like to get more block in the future, but I can't. I actually probably should have played Duplex instead, because I'm going to be taking 20 damage raw. Oops. Oh, it's alright. Those things exile out, which is all that I need. But it's cards like that right there I should have gone over. Duplex Barrier. Deal 12 damage, but if I have Barrier, deal twice that. Which is real nice. And it's such a neat gameplay mechanic. Drops to them. Yeah, I mean, look. It's real easy to explain to people, especially out if you say it's, like, what is this game? It's Slay the Spire, but with Magic the Gathering rules. Yeah, everybody understands that pretty well then, don't you think? I'm probably exercising just to see what I'd get. 15, well, that's Reflection. I'd rather take Tianshan, because that gets me blocked next turn for when she's going to attack then. And then just keep floating for what I can here. So, main thing, this fairy gave me Lunacy, which is a random mana, but her attacks are more powerful. I'm just going to keep playing this Exercising Border, which is one of 3 random defense cards, but since it exiles, it's triggered my Edge of Fantasy for more block. Next attack card I play costs 0 to play. I'm not turning on mana, but I would like that Entrenched Body for the Reflection. Now, granted, I'm not getting through that block otherwise then. Then all I'm looking to do is let the Reflection do the work for me. My deck sucks getting coated by that dark residue. But you are dead thanks to Talisman of Dreams, giving me enough damage, thank goodness. Oh jeez, I'm gonna see if I can even beat Satya this run here is the problem. 1 of 3 attack cards, and once again, temporary cost 0 and it exiles, I will take that, because anything to exile means I'm triggering Edge of Fantasy. Now, I need this health badly. It's half health going into Satya. Now, granted, I do have, I do have my spell card, which is alright. Funny air hockey game is what sent me here, but I enjoy a good variety stream as much as the next guy. Yeah! I mean, my schedule, I actually need to find my new running series, considering my series, Treats of Delicious, that I'd played for all 3 years of my career, I finally finished. So I'm trying to find more games that aren't gonna kill my CPU. So I love playing Apex, for instance. I love playing BattleBit, but my computer lad's so bad and the frame rate is so bad there. Maybe I'll go back to Teamfight Manager or something, but of course there's more games like that. I'd love to stream Eternal Return, for instance, but that kills my frames too. Because my computer kinda really sucks. I'm streaming at 2000 bitrate, guys. And it's somehow coming out to an okay, like, 480p on YouTube. The recommended for Twitch is, the recommended streaming value for Twitch is 4500 bitrate. I'm nowhere near that. Anyway, at one boss, Satya. Every 8 cards I play, I'm automatically taking 10 damage, and this persists between turns. So I am going to have to be very subjective with what small cards I use, like my boundaries here. And also, the other thing I failed to neglect with Lost Prince of Legend that's very different from Slay the Spire 2 is these spell cards right here. They are the ultimate attacks that bosses, mini-bosses, and you can use. The main things about them is that they are accurate, meaning that you will go through Graze, another exclusive mechanic to this game. I will gradually accumulate power through your cards or through defeating enemies. I can gain up to 200, and these can be played for free for huge effects, as you can see. 15 barrier, 10 damage and 2 weak to every enemy, plus a card that gets me damage, barrier, is accurate, meaning it goes through Graze once again. It exiles out of my hand, and it retains in my hand. That's really, really good. Graze mechanic in this? Yes, I don't have any cards that pertain to Graze, but the main thing that you need to know about Graze with this here is that whenever you have Graze, it's basically a dodge tank. You will dodge 1 instance of damage no matter what. So if I had 1 Graze, for instance, I'd dodge the first instance of Sits, and then I'd take the next 18 raw. So it really helps out against some attacks, but later game bosses will have attacks that are always going to be accurate, which really, really sucks. Like Buffer? Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like Buffer, but it ticks down by 1 each turn. That's actually a real good comparison. It's Buffer, but it ticks down 1 each turn. Now, I'm really not a Graze-centric deck, necessarily, because once again, I'm basically just playing bulk up Ironclad as Yellow Reimu. Because the interesting thing, for those of you who do know or don't know Touhou, is that when you are choosing your character, there's currently 4 playable characters, but each of them has 2 deck archetypes, which helps you lean into each. Reimu is your starting character, and she's either red or yellow, to where it decides if you start with 3 red or 3 yellow mana. Red is your stock standard Ironclad, she functions around cards that deal hits multiple times, and you are looking to get, what's its fate? It's hits that deal damage over multiple times, and you are looking to gain your firepower. Yellow Reimu, I'm looking towards Barrier, so I'm looking for Barrier Slam, which is exactly what it says on the tin, a card that does damage equal to my Barrier, for instance. And etc, etc. I don't think I have to play my canned fruit here, so I'll just keep holding on. Now granted, Satya, you can see here, this is counting down until her own spell card, which is going to be the very scary thing. Now what I am looking for here is my Exercising Border, now that I have Edge of Fantasy, which I can easily use here for things like... It's going to be 24 damage coming my way, so I'd rather do Cleansing Ritual to get Silver locked down out of my hand. Talisman of Dreams, next up. And I'll hold on to Purify the Land for now until my deck really gets clogged up otherwise. Now I can keep floating, because since Silver Lockdown triggered from 8 cards, I'd just like to mitigate as much damage as I can. I don't have any barrier though, which really sucks, but it's alright. If I do this... It's gonna be free anyway, so... I can do Orb of Duality to get my barrier then. And then I can actually get Duplex barrier up. Heck yeah, that's actually great. That is fantastic to see. So this is going to be a ticking clock of a fight, because Sakura will keep adding those time lockdowns into my deck, which are dead cards, unless I want to spend them to deal damage to myself, really. And I think this has a good chance to use Only Binding Circle now. It'll get me barrier, it'll weaken her, and crucially, it gets me more ways to get more barrier in the future, because I really need to just survive her onslaught. I don't want to take any barrier damage is the key thing here as much as I can. Thanks to Silver Lockdown, so I'm just gonna spend my red door cards and save the Yin Yang Orb for later while she's still weak. So I'm gonna slowly grind her down, but it's all about making sure my barrier is always up anytime I can get, what's his face? Anytime I can get, Duplex barrier up. So that's 24 damage where I'm dealing only 10 on the regular. It is very much so necessary. So for now, keep getting rid of those Silver Lockdowns thanks to Cleansing Ritual. That is just gonna be my block for each turn just about. And I will keep floating as much as I can to keep getting my barrier up. I'm a very slow dash, but I am gonna grind her down before she grinds me. Because every time she uses her spell card, that went from 10 to 15 damage more. So I just need to keep going as fast as I can. Now, Sid's static charge is great. That is another Lost Prince of Legend specific here. We had Reflection, which is kind of like the Watcher's Reflection. It hits back once. But static charge is a reflection that doesn't go away. It just keeps doing it every time. So 17 block is really great. That's going to be 6 damage against her 4 attacks. It's going to be 24 damage Sakia's going to be taking instead of me. Play base of Taiko out because I can. And I'm really going to be blocking most of this. So I'll go ahead and play the Yin Yang Orb out just for the extra barrier. And watch as this money flies. What a great card to be drawing right there. I could take the static charge again, but there's no reason for me to. Well, I say that. Let's not... I say that, but I'm going to take the Silver Lockdown damage, which I'd rather not. I'd rather preserve my health then. Preserve my barrier. Because she's just going to debuff me until her spell card anyway. I still have enough to work with at the moment, which is fantastic. So I can just keep whittling her down like this. And Sakia is dead next turn, provided I draw 1 attack card. That was a pretty clean fight, all things considered, because once I got Edge of Fantasy going, nothing could stop me, even a dead draw like this. Pretty clean, pretty clean. Alright, now I get my Shining exhibit, which will be very impactful. So one comparison to Sway the Spire, that is a good, I wouldn't say complained about, but it's like something that like a lot of people would have wanted more, is cross-deck hybrids. Considering how the only way that you can get cards from another deck is from another character is through Prismatic Cube, or through the event where you leave a card in like the alcove of a wall, you know? So in that case then, we are very happy to see anytime you defeat a boss, you will always get a chance at getting one of their one of their starting exhibits. The main thing here is that early on, there was boss select, as you saw, to where I could choose any of the other 3 playable characters that I didn't choose as my Act 1 boss, and by defeating them, I can choose to get this one right here, which is Sakia's starting exhibit. It adds YOLO to my mana base, so of course more energy. All of these will always give energy. Cards unique to Sakia are added to the pool, which means I can get a Rimu Sakia deck, and then I'll also get her added bonus of throwing knives, alongside the other 2 here. Stone of Aja. Add red to the mana base. At the start of my turn each combat, gain 2 firepower and 1 refracted sunlight to the discard pile. Considering how thin my deck is, I could keep exiling it with Cleansing Ritual, but it's not always a guarantee. You can fight the other playable characters for your cards. Yes, it's only Act 1, because Act 2 and 3 and 4 onwards are all, you know, like random other non-playable characters, but for Act 1, at the 5th stage, you can always get to choose which Act 1 boss you want to fight, or be like me and choose random to get some extra power, because it's 30 power you get if you choose random, and you can choose to index into that kind of character's deck, which is a really, really nifty thing, because whenever you choose a character, you are locked into their mana, because there's 5 mana types in this game. There's red, yellow, green, blue, and black. But it's stylized purple. It's like magic. It's black mana, but it's stylized as purple. Only when you get an exhibit that adds that specific color here, green, red, yellow, can you actually get cards from that mana type. So it really benefits you to actually get to play all the other characters and know what their cards do, even if you don't like them. I really don't like playing the Silent as much as I do inside the Spires as much as I play the Watcher. But if I can get some weird-ass silent cards, like card draw, when I'm playing a character like the Watcher inside the Spire, who really suffers from card draw, let's be honest here, that's really darn good! Now, let's actually consider what my deck is asking for here. I am all about just slowly whittling down with, let's be honest here, some RNG from exercising and above the realm. So, Stone of Aja won't be as good. Now, granted, I will have defense. The firepower could benefit me better, but considering that's every turn, I'm not guaranteed to get a huge combo, because I don't have any multi-hitting moves, it's not the best. Backdoor is always nice. Green to the mana base, and I get to remove 2 cards, meaning I could honestly remove a basic strike, basic defend, and go on from there. But I do think I'll probably take the throwing knives, because that's more yellow, meaning I can better spend on my Purify a Cleansing Ritual, considering they cost yellow. And it gets me my Satya cards, which, Satya, if I could compare Satya, she is... So Reimu is the Ironclad to this game. Satya is like the Silent, to where she revolves around all these stone knives, which are basically shivs, but way, way cooler, let's be honest here, so I'll take that. So after Act 1, your card pool is permanent or a hybrid of those 2 characters, and each character has their own mana type. Yep, each character has their own 2 mana types, and you'll get one of their 2, and remember, each character has 2 decks to start with. You have to choose out of those, which each has their own starting cards that are exclusive to them, their own starting exhibit that's exclusive to them, and anytime you defeat that Act 1 boss, you get a random one, which means you could always be a hybrid, or you could also just go mono character if I chose any of those other 2. The way that you can tell what kind of deck it is what kind of character card it is by looking at the very back inscribing of each card. So you can see, these are Reimu cards, as they have the yin-yang orbs on the back of them. If they don't have any inscribing on the back, that's a neutral card. Yeah, and then through other events and such, you can even get a 3, or even if you're lucky, a 4 random hybrid character deck, which is so cool. And it's one thing why I've been loving this game so much. And remember, this is still in early access. We don't even have all 5 characters yet, because Croisy's still under development. So because of that, you really get to figure out different ways that you can break the game. On with also really cool things like this here. More random cards. And you can see here, this has even more flavor text. Ignores mana color, and character restrictions. That could be real fun. But we also have Apoth, which is, it's still Apoth from Slay the Spire. And quite frankly, I think that's gonna be real good for me, considering how many of these cards would really so benefit from being upgraded. I think I gotta take Apoth here. Now, granted, some of these cards are really wacky compared to Slay the Spire. Like Evil Exterminate, for instance. It's right the same one as Ironclads, but it doesn't go away at the end of your turn. This just stays until you do those attacks, which is just as good too. Well, actually, that could be a real good win condition for me, considering how weak my attacks are. But Apoth, it's Apoth. Ah, I'm gonna be boring. I'm going Apoth. All right, next act. What am I looking at as my boss? Megumu! Oh boy, I can't wait to talk about Megumu later. She is a really fun Act 2 boss. But for now, what am I looking at here? I have 176 gold, which honestly isn't too much. Right here is Rinosuke's trade, to where I can trade any of my artifacts for money, but considering the artifacts that I have, I really don't want to here. I haven't started eating a mooncake. I shouldn't have taken Apoth. I'm an idiot. I could have just taken... I forgot I had started eating a mooncake. I got too wrapped up in being boring. Well, it is my backup plan for Apoth. Plus, if I'm generating cards each turn, that could be real good too. I could just elite and then save the Kane shop for later then. But then if I go elite and I take a lot of damage, I have a gap and then another elite into that. I get elites either way, honestly, here. Let's go to Kane shop first, because I don't know how good my funds are going to be, especially with my shop membership actually giving me a good chance to keep things up here. Now, main things to know here. With Satya's exhibit, I will always get the stone knives at the start of my hand. These stone knives are shivs, but way, way cooler. Deal 16 damage for 1 mana. That's amazing. If it leaves in any way, if I discard it, if I exile it, or anything like that, it just automatically deals 10 damage instead to the enemy when that's lowest life. And that also includes if I play nothing at the end of my turn. So although that's just buffer damage early for me, whenever you do play Satya, when her whole gimmick is all about manipulating multiple knives and dealing lots and lots of damage that way, you deal a lot of damn damage here. I'm gonna be real, Chief. Keep floating for my barrier. Now that electric charge is annoying. Let's play these cards out here. Watching temporary firepower. That throwing knife might be better though. Get the temporary firepower though to start to see what I get here. Deal 20 damage. Discard all throwing knives in the hand. They target the enemy. Well, you can see exactly there. That's a Satya card. I think I'll probably take Pagodas, because it deals damage to both. And it's free. Because I need to destroy this keystone so I can get to you, Sunflower Fairy. Yeah, the fact that you can always create, you know, your hybrid deck no matter what, through any incarnation or so, is something that is really unique to Osprey of Legend, and is something that really keeps the longevity up. Because there's no mod support. It's still early access right now, of course. But that is so cool. It's so cool, don't you think? Patch. Ooh, Patch. She will turn one of my mana colors into a Philosopher's, which is rainbow mana. What an amazing event. You can never go wrong with that. Alright. Drowning Girl. I really dislike fighting Drowning Girl. I'll just do that for the barrier to start. Now, this is a fight I cannot get my barrier up, because, see, first turn debuffs you with Drowning, which is a residual 14 damage you are always taking at the beginning of each turn. I need to end this fight fast, or find ways to just keep blocking. 16 versus 18 now. I'd rather take the 16 for free. And go ahead, play these out. I already have Edge of Fantasy. I'd rather have these Exile cards to keep getting my block up as, to keep getting my barrier up as I exhaust them. Now, Cleansing Ritual would be great if I just get rid of a block. That's more Exile. I already have just about enough block. I say just about enough. I actually do not necessarily yet, so instead I'm just going to Exile these through because of the Drowning debuff. He's about half to a health, but I'm getting through all of my barrier, which really sucks. Extra Siding, I do have something great here. 24 block is pretty good. Like, really darn good. And I'll just keep buffing up. I'm actually blocking through everything, as much as I did say I'm not going to be able to block thanks to Drowning. My defense is actually way too good here. There's my APOC, the first APOC I've gotten all game. Above the Realm. Well, that's just 18, and then it's Exiles, which is all that I need. I could have played APOC in that situation. Well, it's whatever. It's whatever. Spydruff is called a terminal in case of getting Anime Girl F. I think that's the name of the constricted thing. No, you are correct. I forgot about it being a thing there. Exile up to 2 cards in hand. Add that many throwing knives in hand. Exile. Yes, I would gladly take that. Yes, please. Hello, Takane. What do you got for me? Number of choices for card rewards is increased by 1. Real interesting. Grade 2. All throwing knives gain auto exile until end of combat. Add 3 throwing knives to the hand, which means when I'm about to overdraw, I will automatically discard the knives and, oh yeah. Interesting, but I'm never really overdrawing at all, so it's not really that good. Meditation is great, that's just common cards. Exile Ethereal, I'll gladly take that. Yes, please. I think card draw would be better. Add a rainbow to Reimer's hand, and Reimer's turn. That'd be real good, especially if I get that upgraded, is that just free mana? And would I like to upgrade anything, or would I like to I actually can't remove, so instead, the most I could do is upgrade. Either that, or I could just get more barrier. Cha, we're just more barrier. I am actually becoming a block lord, straight up. Alright. I really do think I can fight an elite, no problem. So, Renosuke, what do you got for us here? Sell the Mooncake for 112 or the membership card for 88. Not worth for either of them. Both are really good. Now, once again, this is a quest line. You remember how you gotta get the 3 cheese and start the Spire for Act 4? If you accept the high-tech glasses from Act 1, you start a quest line through all acts to keep trading it up. So I'll trade the glasses for a game console from the outside world, smile. The latest console from Nintendo. The best-selling game on it was always be used as an example of Metaverse. You gotta love it, but it still provides me something nice. I get power at the end of combat. Alright. Nezumi! Nezumi is the channel spirits from Act 1. I get to, you know, basically just discard a card for free, and she'll get me something nice in return. So I'll get rid of a basic block. Now, because it's just a common card, it's just life by 1, it's the Campfire Spirits. Ay, I don't have too much AoE, so these bats could be a problem here. I can't get rid of their Graze with that at least, but here, let's do Meditation. 14 damage to each enemy would be nice. Possibly. Now, the main thing here, that's gonna be free, so I think I actually will take that. And the main thing that I forgot to mention, we have a Touhou trait called Debut. First time you play a card in combat, you get a special effect with it. It's inactive for the rest of combat, but the first time you play it, it's there. So, I get a Radiance, which is 2 extra yellow mana. The card refunds itself the first time I play it, which is real nice. Now, granted, I have to find a way to get through this Graze to deal damage. So what's the next best thing I can do here? Temporary cost is 0 for this stuff here. Well, quite frankly, I'd rather just take the 20 block to just block against everything here. And then, well, yep, this is the best I can do then. Exile up to 2 cards in the hand, then add that many throwing knives to your hand. Well, funny enough that you can do here. Actually, no, I wouldn't be able to get through the Graze. But I could maybe do something creative like this instead. Play my Radiance out, exile these 2, so since it's throwing knives, I'll just get the mana back, and you will start whittling down this bat. You see? Satya would be great, and if I can get more Satya-centric cards for exiling focus, oh baby, am I gonna pop off of Edge of Fantasy. Now, 10 damage, of course. I would like to... Oh, 10 versus 13 now. It's not like I'm really losing too much. I'd rather do 13 now. Because, well, I gotta prevent as much damage as I can. It's 15, but I'm still healthy. 12 damage coming my way. Ape off would be great, of course. But would I have a way to block anything else? Yeah, I definitely would. I'd just be buffering through. Ape off's just, you know, for the rest of combat, and I might as well if I'm only taking 1 attack that I can block. Now the lock-on is annoying. It's the same lock-on from Story the Spire. So I just need to block as much as I can. Which, honestly, isn't much. So instead, I just gotta attack this backward. I think it would be prudent, then, to just go ahead and do my Oni Binding Circle, because I'm almost at 200 anyway. Just make them weak, make sure I have some life to work with, and then I can also use... Actually, I can destroy you, because your Graze is gone, thanks to that. And just start working my way through this guy right here. 8 damage versus 3 Graze is more worth it, I feel. $22 damage coming my way, but I can just exile the land. Or I could also just Great Duplex Barrier instead as well. Static? If I can, of course. Exile 3 cards. Do that. Get me a little bit of extra power. Plus, of course, that's more barrier. More barrier, more exile. We love to see. I mean, it's block from Edge of Fantasy, but it's still pretty darn good. So I can just keep doing things like this. Smile. More block, more barrier? Don't mind if I do. Smile? Watch how ridiculous that is. It legitimately is. 63, I just need a barrier slam, and then this is gonna start to become Jover. If I get dead turns like these to where I can just keep using my 2 great duplex barriers, it's actually over for them. For each mana spent, deal 6 damage. That's pretty good. But it's also gonna be free, so Luminous Ricochet is better. For 2 damage, 8 damage 2 times, get rid of your graze. So now I can actually start hitting you. Good. Oh man. They throw knives to the hand. Pretty good because they'll exile for me for block. I don't have firepower. Lose a life. Add a yin-yang orb to your hand. Whenever you play an orb, gain firepower and spirit. Interesting, but I'm only getting them from my spell cards. They're not as worth it. Elegant Mage's way better because that's basically just always going to be guaranteed 18 damage plus 9 block. And I can upgrade something else, which I'll upgrade Apoth so it's playable and doesn't grit my turns. Alright, Totoro. She will summon these Menreki Mask, and she'll always be inflicting me with status effects while buffing herself. So I need to just constantly be on the lookout for ways I can, I'd stall for damage, and I'd stall this damage or take out her summons. So I'd and actually just float the mana, and it will take care of the Menreki Mask for me. So she'll constantly, anytime she'll buff herself, she'll buff her mask. So you can see here, Anger. Enemies will gain 2 firepower, not just her, but all enemies. So I need to start just grinding through her. It'll temporarily cost 0 and has Exile. I think I need the damage more than anything right now. Throw knives are better because it refunds me a little bit so I can get my block at least. Let's also get this Persuasion Needle. Yeah, go ahead and do that. So I can get rid of the Menreki Mask. Probably should always be using my health pot, I feel, because that's just a dead card in my deck until I really need it. And, prevention's better than cure. That's great to see. Getting serving Lightning Strike for free is always just a darn treat. That's free. But that's gonna be 24 versus 18. Oh, wait, no, I'm weak. Well, it's whatever. I'll add a rainbow to my hand, please, and I'll end my turn. That's still pretty good for me, though. I'm still blocking everything. And then the static charge will actually hurt Kokoro back. Apoth! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Do I really need to do anything here? Not as much. I'll keep saving, Alright. 32. 9. Not as necessary. Let's do Luminous first, see what I can get. Temporary Firepower would be great, I feel. Purify the land. What could I get rid of? 1, 2, 3. Get rid of those effects, please. That's more block for me, because they exile out. Now I can just hit. Hit. And we are coasting pretty well here, Chief. We are coasting pretty well. Yeah, me being constantly weak is not fun, but the fact is, I'm dealing with Kokoro, and I am slowly starting to set up. Plus, especially when I get chances like these. Oh, baby. More rainbows in the hand? Why, you shouldn't have, because I can just start doing stupid stuff like this. Exile a throwing knife and gets its effects. Oh, great! Persuasion needles in the hand. Fantastic stuff. Oh, you can see exactly where this deck is going. Fantastic. Granted, I wish I had Slice of Life so I could transfer all that barrier, that block to barrier, but it's whatever. Hit. I can do 1, 2. Let's do 1, 2. Do these. Channeling magic gets these to be throwing knives, but it has echo, meaning I get to use it again, so I just get to make these throwing knives again. Keep getting this block up. And spend. I am a very slow dead dude. But it's good! It's real good! Meditation, what would you give me, please? Vulnerable. I would love to apply vulnerable, please. This Radiance actually lets me play my cards out as well. Vulnerable. You still have barriers, so base attacker is going to deal even more damage. And you are almost dead. I've taken virtually no damage. I've taken like, what, 2 from that one turn I couldn't have enough block? Goodbye, Crocodile! Give me your exhibit, please. Pretty good. Soul Torch. Prevents the first time the player would lose life each combat. Pretty darn good. Spell card duel is affected by firepower, but I don't have any firepower. Thousand Protection is pretty good too. Phoenix Wind's Rise being accurate is real nice. Plus, if that gets upgraded, that's 26 damage for 2 mana. Need more ways to deal damage, and I have enough health. Could be good, but I feel like just having more barrier always is just going to be the stat standard. Peony Stone. Whenever 5 red mana is spent, deal 6 damage to each enemy or wooden fish. Or gain life to the number of cards in each of cards in the library. Nice. I feel like I can just take the fish. If I can get to 1,000 rods or something, that would actually be fantastic for the future, I feel. They need to find other ways to deal with gaps. Okay, now this is a very, very interesting event that I really love. Futo, our favorite predictor of the future, Smile. We get to pay money to see what we would get of each. We could pay money to see what we could possibly get here, including what the third boss, what the Act 3 boss would be, meaning I can tailor my deck a lot better. I can also see the first friend event, which means if I didn't do the quest line, I could still reach the final boss, along with revealing what the true final boss, who is basically the heart of Act 4, is going to get as their first item, because the final boss of the heart of Lost Prince of Legend is way harder than the heart of Slay the Spire by miles. I like to see who the final boss of the act is, though. Junko. I think I'm alright then. There are the Act 3 bosses are very, very tough because well, once again, yeah, they are 3 bosses. If you're not training on going down the quest line, getting the keys, getting the border censored to find the true final boss, of course they'll counter deck archetypes. Junko counters people who like to counters very colorful, small spendy decks, so like mine, honestly, but not to that much of a detail. Anytime I'll spend a mana, she'll purify mine, meaning that she'll take one of my colored mana and turn it neutral. Doesn't affect my philosophers, which means I'm okay though. There's Remelia, who makes it to the who is Time Eater, but worse, to where instead of ending your turn after 12 cards played, she will end your turn after 6 cards, no matter what. And then we have Sene, who is basically the Awakened one, but on steroids. But yeah, you can see right here. Oh, actually, Futo offering you advice is really good, too. Then cards that have a generic mana cost or find a way to gain Philosopher's Mana since it can't be purified. Exactly so. So the fact that I have cards who do have a good amount of ways of generating neutral mana costs, I think I'm pretty alright for Junko fight. I mean, I might be too used to 820 heart, but way harder than the heart steers me. Oh, yeah. If I get to it, which I probably will, hopefully, as long as I don't screw myself over, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when I say this, because... Oh, God, dude. Is the true final boss actually painful? It is so painful. And it's mostly just because of the way that the game itself works. With how Lost Prince of Legend works, it is, like, the true final boss works exactly with the game systems. But, in a very, very annoying way, of course. Oh, duplex barrier gets me 45 barrier, and I just blocked everything else. That is hilarious. Now, these drones did do something to me called Purify, which is what Jutro is going to be doing to me. Purify 3, meaning 3 of my mana will be purified at the start of each turn. That's my colored mana being gone. It means it's all going to be neutral, which of course sucks a lot. So I have to be a lot more picky and choosy as to what I spend. As you can see with me down to a red and a neutral, I really can't do too much. Or you'd think, but I can at least do these persuasion needles. But like, there's times to where like, okay, cards or bosses can destroy, can like completely make your build irrelevant, or like your entire archetype irrelevant, like Time Eater against Shiv decks. But of course, if you're playing, you know, A20, you're not going for a Shiv deck. You're going for poison. Let's be real here. But I'll just let you see it firsthand. Let's be honest here. What am I gonna get rid of? Get rid of Eviction Order, you know, Ascender's Bane. No reason for me to have it, and get rid of my small basic stuff here. Now, I'd like to exile you two. I actually probably could have played that in a different order. That way I could actually get rid of the drone with the spell effect of getting the money. That's a misplay on my end, but it's whatever. Play you out. Float the mana for a little less grace. I mean, not that I need it, but let's be real here. It's pretty good. Going to head out. I'm tired and still sore from working 2 jobs yesterday. The rest of the stream goes well. Well, first and foremost, thank you for chilling with me, even if you've, you know, been working through it all. I hope you enjoyed, and of course, I'm uploading the VOD to YouTube later tonight, so no worries there. Just take it easy and get your rest, please. I know the pain of working 2 jobs, as that's how my life goes, too. Please do take it easy. But thank you again for coming by for more than just one night. Maybe you'll get to see me rant on about the final boss on YouTube then. Huh? But alright. Ooh, basic Tycho is gonna do double damage to you, sir. I get to destroy the Kappa. And we are honestly still very fine. It's really just the first turns up until I get my Apoth and then Edge of Fantasy going, but of course, you know, you can say that for almost any deck. I need to get my win conditions up before I win the game. Well, yeah. But quite frankly, so I have really good stall thanks to my duplex barriers. 15 block, and that's 2 attack cards cost 0 to play. Gain Flawless for a turn. Add 2 Lost Raiments to the draw pile. Now granted, this is a really amazing card because it means I'm only ever taking 1 damage for the entire turn. But considering its health damage, meaning I will take all my barrier and then I'll only take 1, it's not as worth it at all, in my opinion. Not at all. Honey Waft Front, honestly, could be really amazing for me, I feel. So I think I will take that. I think I will take it, because it's 1 mana at the once it gets upgraded through Apoth, which, you know, it's amazing, I feel. I don't need to rest necessarily because I still have my health pot. Actually, wait. When I edge out, okay, I edge out it, meaning it actually did go away. I didn't get to have it. Well, at the very least, I'm going to upgrade Short Braid so I can at least just get the free mana. Yomu. Are you winning? I'm doing pretty well. And she's so salty about the Sardinia Mooncake. Alright, well, that's pretty good to get Edge of Fantasy early, I feel. So, Yomu's gimmick. Deal 1 lock-on after you deal attack damage to the target. Every time. So, she is just going to be piling on multiple instances of damage. If you have any way to weaken her, if you have, or anything like that, that is your win condition against Yomu, which I do not necessarily at all. Actually, no, I still have my canned food. Nice. But until then, this is going to be a painful fight. Now, granted, I did just get so much barrier from that, but I have to find ways to hit her multiple times and find ways to just better buffer her out, I feel. Let's see here. Well, Spellcard Duel is pretty good. It's blocked for me. feel like Sword Break getting me the Rainbow's pretty good. Throwing Knives will get rid of her Grays, which is what I'm caring about here. And I'll just keep floating for my barrier. Yeah, you can see it's right buffer. It's 1 instance of damage each, of course. But of course, this lock-on is just gonna keep piling. And as you can also see here, Shining Sword. When drawn, gain 2 lock-on and exile it. It means I'm gonna be dead drawing a lot more since it's how I probably drew one of them right there, so I only drew 4 cards this turn. And she's just gonna keep buffering her lock-on on me, which of course sucks a lot. 5 damage is greater than 3 block, considering how much damage she's gonna be dealing to me. Now you can see, it is a lot of damage Yobu wants to inflict upon me. Now, weak. I will take that. Even if you are going to graze that is actually amazing for me to get onto you. Now, granted, that's only 6 damage, so I'm, you know, getting away from her, but it's alright. It is very much so alright. Let's be real here, Chief. Exile the block, I feel. Taniwa gets to do both for me, honestly. And then I get to keep floating. I might actually want to do Only Binding Circle her next spell card cycle. I am whittling her down, but she just keeps upgrading. She keeps just getting lock on, which of course sucks for me. Ooh. Yeah, go ahead and do this. Go ahead and do this, but play out Channeling Magic as well for that extra block. So I am preserving this barrier. Thank you. What a stupidly good build it is. I'm so glad I took Satya's exhibit. And also, even then, getting Apoth as opposed to Evil Exercise actually has been really good to me here. Like, really darn good to me. I have barriers that can deal twice as much, and then that'll let me use Haniwa Front. Wow, what an amazing time! What an amazing card to have. Alright, now 60 damage coming my way. Not happy, but I can Purify the land and just... Actually, I don't have any of those at all. What if I just do Throwing Knives instead? Purify the Throwing Knives, I feel? You purify... Yeah, I have 1 Shining Food. I said Shining Sword, not Shining Food. Because they'll go ahead and do that then. And I'll just keep blocking it up, baby. Let's go, baby! $33 damage. Give me my rainbow points. And then there's no reason for me to attack if you're grazing anyway. Alright. That is 75 damage. 75 darn damage. Firepower down on a vulnerable. Good, that's real good. No, I am running. Oof. Do I burn a spell card for this? 23. 23, 46, 69. I have Majumu Nets, but I can just rest. I'd rather hold on to my spell card than I will hold on. Oh! Oh my goodness gracious! I still had Soul Torch! I didn't even have to use! Oh, get destroyed, Yomu! Oh, I'm sorry, Yomu! You just got destroyed! I still had my Soul Torch prop because I hadn't been hurt all combat! That is hilarious! Holy crap! That is amazing! What an amazing deal, dude! Oh my goodness gracious! Wow. I thought I'd be taking a third of my health. But oh my goodness gracious, is that so funny? Thank you, Soul Torch! Thank you, Soul Torch, for my buffer. Oh my goodness gracious, dude. Is that hilarious? I am positively enjoying this run. Radio! Whenever an ability card is added to the library, upgrade it. Well, I'll see what I even want. Slice of Life! Yes! Convert Reimu's block into barrier? Give me that, baby! Now, I'm still low, and I just realized it only prevented the first instance, so I actually still did take a good amount of damage. Alright, Madrumu time. Madrumu is a really interesting boss. She's going to basically be doing the equivalent of 2 attacks, or 2 superpowered attacks per turn, but her gimmick is bribery. Now here's the thing here, once again. Madrumu shines like the star. She deals more damage and her status cards are more powerful. You can bribe her for with your money to make it go easier on you, cutting off 1/5 of her health if you choose to do so. Now granted, do I really need to? Because I have Wooden Fish, which means I healed up to full, along with my rest. So do I think I need to bribe Madrumu? I don't think I really have to, especially since I have only Binding Circle to really help me out, which I think I will go ahead and probably spend. But let's play things out first. Let's play things out. Well, Servant Lightning Strike, of course, is amazing to have. Let's play out my hand. Go ahead, do this. I'm really gonna be blocking all of that, actually, so I don't have to do jack crap. Yep, every time Madrumu gets through a spell card rotation, that Shining Tripod's gonna get even more powerful. And you have to know, bribery does go into your deck now if you don't spend on it immediately, meaning that you will get a chance to use it later. Alright, now, I think I will probably take Tranquility. 1. And then more block, please. Thank you. Pretty good start for me. Already down 1/4 of her health, just about, and I still have my Soul Torch, so I'm keeping track of that now. Meditation means I get Radiance in my hand now. I have to do Impatience, because I'll be getting more cards. This turn, which I will gladly do so. I think Duplex Barrier would be wonderful to have. Then I could just do Slice of Life right afterwards, and that's just, oh, my barrier! Oh, baby! Now, granted, I'm gonna lose like pretty much all that I got, but it's still pretty good. Now, 40 damage, you can see already. She's already through her first rotation, which is scary, scary, scary. It's 12 barrier. I think it's gonna be better if I do something like this. That gets rid of her Grace. And then I can just keep preserving these cards for the future. Because I still also do have my Duplex and my Odin Binding Circle for when she really does multi-hits. I remember, her status cards are going to get more powerful. Meaning that everything that I just have right here, including losing Spirit, is going to hurt more and more and more. Weak and Vulnerable, I will gladly take that considering you are dealing 3s. Now deal as much damage as I possibly can here, please. I will gladly go ahead and spend the Exile, because I just need as much block as I can to preserve my barrier, of course. We'll see how these go. Static Charge is always going to be good for me. I don't need the block necessarily. Now that will be ethereal, meaning it just goes away, but that's alright. I already did get the Static Charge, which is what matters. My offense has slowed down, but then again, I don't have a barrier slam necessarily. Lose 2 Spirit? I'd rather not have that happen, please. Do I go ahead and spend the Rainbow for my Duplex Barrier? I think I do, just to get rid of that Graze coming up, honestly. Because I need to find ways to actually hit her, especially when she's not getting her Graze every other turn, it feels like. Going knives to the hand, or to get the Persuasion Needle for free. Knives would be better. It's in my block too, is the main thing. because I will be losing pretty much all of my drays here. But the Exile gets me Edge of Fantasy Prots, which is all that I can ask for. Just my deck is so cluttered now, which is the hugest problem. I think I will go ahead and spend here, because she's not weakened anymore. Because with her Shining Tripod up at 4, I really can't let her be doing too much more. Now, I will have to take the Spirits down, but I am approaching the end game with Megumu. Because if it comes to, I can effectively take off 80 of her health by bribing her. Which honestly might be a play if I start really suffering on my health end. If. That is keyword if. Now, Purify the Land is going to be 100% needed because I need to get rid of these right here, right now. A little bit of power too, of course, which is nice. But the main thing here is that I get to play my attack cards out. Play my attack cards out, and in case I draw a dead draw on any of these turns, I have 3 cards to play, all at 1 mana each. Do I want to bribe her? I don't think so. Dragon Swing Circle does hurt, considering that she's just going to be, what's his face? She's just going to be, grazing it. The fact is, that's setting her up for next turn when she's still vulnerable, because I still want to use Haniwa Front to get my block and my attack, and now I can actually do a little bit here. Granted, I just dead drew literally this entire hand, but what more can I really say, Chief? Ay, sucks. Because if it comes to, I want to be able to bribe Megumu. The key fact is, you will not get any rewards if Megumu plays dead by bribe, or any big rewards. So I need to hold on to this. And Hanso, thank you for the 29 months. How's the Touhou going? Going pretty well, honestly. Going pretty well, things considered. You are almost dead, Megumu, actually. Nice. Oh, you're gonna be grazing, so we'll see how things go. But yeah, it's been a pretty good stream. I've just been a brick wall, basically, as you can see by my health here, and I've been taking almost no damage, which is all I can ask for in life. Granted, that is going to start to hurt, but fact is, you are just gonna destroy yourself thanks to my this static charge. Thank you. And we made it out pretty fine. Add Philosophers to the mana base. Whenever 4 more mana is spent to play a card, gain Philosophers. I'd just be taking that for the Philosophers at this point. Add red. All attack cards are accurate. That is real nice. Add blue. When required, choose up to 2 in the library. Replace them with that many random, uncommon, and rare. I might honestly take that and replace a block and a strike. I think I honestly will. I think that's the highest value here. Those are dead cards, it feels like. Strike Knife Express. Remove all exiled throwing knives to instead basically get Sharp Knife Express, which multiplies its damage based on knives. That's actually not too dead. You're getting better luck than usual. Well, I did have a dead run earlier, so it's alright. Vampire Huntress. Deal 18 damage. If they're a vampire, deal triple. Not as good, but it's an 18 damage for 2 mana. That's pretty alright. Let's be real here. When Reimu exiles a card that isn't Persuasion Needle, add a Persuasion Needle to the hand that temporarily costs 0. That is amazing. For 5 mana, but that is amazing. Yes, please. Because I am exiling so much, that actually makes the run so well. Sumerekyo time. I can buy a rare off of her for 150. So I'll go ahead and fight an elite. Now remember, once again, we're fighting Junko, who will be purifying my mana. So just have to see how things go. First and foremost, I do above the realm. To each enemy. Gain barrier equal to unblock. Holy crap, dude. I've never seen that card before. Holy crap, that's amazing. That's an amazing card. It's 4 mana, yeah, but I have 61 barrier to work with right now? Holy crap. That's ridiculous. Like, God damn! Alright, whoa, I want an option select! October character unique cards are good, who would have thunk? Yeah, who really would have thunk? But yeah, I was about to say I've really never done bully with Reimu, so that's really it. That really is it. What do I want here? Static charge? Yeah, of course, because I don't have real good defense here. I don't have really good ways to proc defense otherwise. Heads out up to 2. Yeah. Oh, I don't have it upgraded yet, so I'm not getting it yet. Oops. Oh, in that case, then let me just fool around a little bit, right? Make this barrier. Why not, Chief? Why not? So that was a key thing that I struggled with in Sword the Spire. I really never took what's his face. That is an amazing effect. That is new, I will say. I really never took Philosopher's Stone too much or so. In terms of that, I really never got a chance to experiment with cross-character deaths. So this is a real big reason as to why this The Lost Prince of Legend is real fun to me. So if I get Kami Aura Talisman, I'm just gonna get more Persuasion Needles, and then it just keeps feeding with within Edge of Fantasy, and this deck is really coming together, I feel. Fact is, I really am not too artifact dependent, which is real nice. If a card was discarded, gain Philosophers. I don't really necessarily need. Do I? The quality's nice, of course, but yeah, I said Balanced Orbs. Alright, double event me. Dormy! Yeah, I'll take Psychedelic. Exhibit and 100? What did I get? Black Lotus for more mana at the start of my turn? Yes, please. Event me again. Nazarin! Yeah, I'll play the lottery. Gimme. Gimme. Random artifact. Sculptures? Temporary firepower, no reason. Its spell, well, not that I really need money in that 3 now. I'll take the sculpture. There was magic guidebook that I got. And now... Oh, hello again, Dormy. Thank goodness I have the mana for it. Now hopefully I can knock you out of your sleep early. I really need to knock you out of your sleep early. Please, please, please. I mean, okay, well, Sharp Knife Express is actually pretty nice for this situation here. Dormy, if you don't wake her up, she does real bad things to you, and I'll just keep it as simple as that, yeah? So I'll just go out to wake her up. Thank goodness I drew Sharp Knife Express early. Thank goodness I drew Sharp Knife Express early. Ooh! You're vulnerable, huh? Dormy functions kind of like the sweeping shell monster from Act 1 of Sword the Spires, where she'll have 50 barrier on Lunatic, and she'll regain that every turn for the first 3. And if she's allowed to level up the Dream Warrior 3, your run's dead. I'm gonna be real, Chief. Just say goodbye to your run. Block and Reflection, block. Well, the most I can really go for then is just Wandering Heaven, in my opinion, then. It's free. I'll go ahead and upgrade Elegant Maid. And I'll float for... it's early enough. I'd rather take as little damage as possible. I can do that. Now, I am going to lose a life. Oh, that's going to trigger my Soul Torch. No! That's alright. The second Della triggered my gosh darn Soul Torch. It's actually so troll, and that could really ruin my runs later, thinking about it now. Alright. Give me my block, please. Slice of Life. I mean, granted, it's really not going to do too much for me, but the main thing is I just want my Persuasion Needles. Yep. Now, if you don't... now, when When Gotcha Boss is talking about nightmares in the chat right there, the nightmares are any of the act bosses who are invulnerable and act exactly like the act bosses. It sucks to go against them. A lot. It really sucks to go against them. Do not go against them. Yeah, I might as well play my Persuasion Needles out. Because he's vulnerable now, I gotta do as much as I can. Now, Dormy's other gimmicks as well is, like, especially if she gets her Dream Warriors up, she also has this, Nightmares, which is one of the scarier ticking clocks, especially if you don't have damage to get through. There are 4 total Nightmares in your hand, drop out, or discard, you'll lose the game. Straight up. Now, granted, I could just do something like this, and now it's out of my deck. But it's scary in a lot of other circumstances. Exile another card from my hand? Yes, please. Get rid of Eviction Order. Thank you. More Yin Yang Orbs in my hand? Don't mind if I do, please. Oh, baby. Is this wonderful, everybody? Is this a wonderful time? I accidentally already ended my turn. Oops. Well, these aren't going to be free anymore, but it's whatever. But you know, they are still free. Oh, I can just get my Sardinian Mooncake value. I thought they'd go away from being free. Heck yeah. Oh, I'll just go ahead and play you out then. Do these. Do these. Actually, discard the knives because it's not the Persuasion Needles, meaning I can just keep playing. I can just keep getting more of them, and then I get more, and oh, baby! What is this deck? Save a needle in case it gets upgraded by Sardinian Mooncake, though. They retain, therefore they temporarily keep the costume. Just there you go. I'm so used to playing just Sake to where the extra turns is just affecting your mana cost so much. My hand's way too full. I can't play anything. Oops. Get rid of the second Delicate as I can. Wait, that's gonna make more Persuasion Needles. I should have played the Persuasion Needles first. Oops. Oops. Oh well, we're playing them out now. Yeah. This deck is truly something. This deck is truly something, everybody. But thank you for the clarification again. You can see now she's summoning. So like she's summoning Remelia, so I can only play the 5 cards. That really hurts. Really hurts. Fortunately for you, I have something called a Sharp Knife Express. Pom-poms! I get a spirit! That's even more barrier and block! Oh, baby! These all suck for me. I'll not take anything. Alright, Sumereko, what do you want? I can trade that for one of these. Nope. Possibly. Should be good. More barrier, but I feel like I like more wind conditioning. So get me the Silver Elegance, please. I'll get the Eye Cream to continue the quest line. I actually don't remember what it does. Just 2 life. 2 life each combat. Oh, pretty good. Event me, and then I'll see if I go Takanes or not. Mine Satono. 8 life for 30 power. I'll take that. And then I will cut it there. I don't want to linger too long with y'all. Alright, let's see how it goes. Oh no, that was pretty good, I'd feel. That's pretty good. Upgrade everything. Oh, baby! Did you ask for upgraded throwing knives? Heck yeah! Heck yeah! Get rid of the regular knives, actually, because the throwing upgraded ones are just worth 1. I can actually play them out. Like this. Price of Life me. Get rid of the Purifiers. If I can. I hate them more. I'll float for that extra barrier. I could have spent 2, but it's really not too much damage I'm taking, because that's just going to be 28. Which means, well, actually, it's only 8 then, because of Soul Torch. So thank you, thank you. Now, a lot of my mana was purified, which does suck, of course, but what more can you really say about that? Above the realm. Well, this feels like a no-brainer to me. Then exile 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Good of those, and I am doing pretty alright. Even if that is 44 damage coming my way, I have made up like Abandon. Great, I'm already at 200 energy. We love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. We love to see it. And I'm just gonna hit you. I am going to hit you over and over again. Good stuff, Cruzy. I'm not drawing too much. Full Moon Howl could be nice, but more card drop could be good too. It is just a block card, and I'm not like I'm really cycling too much, I feel. Oh, that's good. Rest me, I feel. I just don't want to take any chances. Give me the Border Sensor from Yukari so I can go to Act 4. It says quest line done. And Crown Beast, my favorite elite fight. Now that's gonna trigger my Soul Torch. No! No! Not my Soul Torch! Oh. Can't win everything now, can we? Do I save these for later? Probably I do. I'll just play out all my knives then. I'll save them in case I do get Edge of Fantasy. Now, Crown Piece's gimmick just summons a bunch of fairies and attacks you hard, but each of the fairies have lunacy, meaning you are generating a lot of mana, as you can see. Thank you. Now, you can either try to deal with Crown Piece or deal with all the fairies, and quite frankly, with how dead my draw is, I will gladly weaken them. Please, gladly weaken them. Purify the land. It's not upgraded yet, so I can't do anything with it. I do think I need to start whittling these fairies down one way or another. No, because I already do have a Fury Phantom, I just want to be exiling as many cards as possible then. I won't worry about the Black Butterflies yet. Yet is the key word. So I can really deal with them. Because altogether, they're already half of Crown Piece's health. If I can just deal with Crown Piece herself, that'd be fantastic considering I'm really generating mana. Do this. Exile a knife, please. Great to see. Sculpture for block. Thank you. I'll go ahead and do my Knife's Repercussions, because it doesn't exile, so just getting Sharp Knife Express out there in general is just amazing to see. And yeah, 6 spots better than 3 Barrier considering how much damage is coming my way. Now granted, it does suck that they're just going to attack the fairies first as they have less health, but the fact that I'm getting all these Persuasion Needles means that my turn is nowhere short of incoming block. Oh baby, now I get Edge of Fantasy. Here we go. Here we go. It's starting to pop off. Apply a week. I think that'll be good. And just start whittling you down. Thank you, Crown Piece. Goodbye, Crown Piece. Pretty good turn, all things considered. Not that good for my block, necessarily. But honestly, Crown Piece did not do too much to me, considering the fairies aren't helping her as much. And I can only say thanks to that. Smile. Just go ahead and be pointing things out, because I can. 1, 2. I mean, I'm only just playing because I can. Crown Piece was already at 34, so I don't have to deal with jack crap. And the nice thing always about Crown Piece fights too, so it doesn't feel too bad because it's just, you know, generic mutts. Plus, they'll also get me my energy as well, so I don't feel as bad for spending. Tiny hitbox for Grays could be alright. Trick Bullets is pretty nice as it's neutral. Rapid Landing could be nice for Scrying, which honestly I think I won't do because it's my only source of card draw at the moment. Tape. Upgrade. Autodo Donge. Annoying that I got this late, but it's still pretty nice because that means I am super rewarded for floating mana now. Pegasa. Do I want to have a scare added to my deck for 2 cards? Nah. Sorry, Pegasa. I'd take you. I'd take you any other day. Oh no. It's the Seiron and Ringo ripoffs. Oh no. Alright. These two are super annoying. They deal tons of damage, and they are flawless, meaning that I have to deal 22 instances of individual damage to them. Now, granted, I have throwing knives, thank goodness, but this is also a little pain. Now, I think I'll take the extra Danmaku, because they do have replenish, meaning I'll draw them over again. And let's go ahead and upgrade through what I can. Having these knives is really, really nice. I will say. It's really, really nice. Honestly, I don't need to even spend. I can just float, because Pot of Donge just pops off even more with Artillery Purification Rod. It's ice cream! Who doesn't love ice cream? That's that Sharp Knife Express ain't gonna be doing crap for me, but it's whatever. Well, one of them got hit more than the other, so that's who I gotta devote myself to now. Yeah, there's no reason for me to use my rainbow in this way. I hate the Moon Rabbits. Yeah. Now, granted, my deck is actually really well suited for them because they aren't really debuffing me. They're just hitting me really hard. So I can really deal with them, especially since I have Satya Index, meaning I can actually deal so much free damage to them thanks to all the knives that I'm generating and all the Persuasion Needles that I'm generating. But any other deck, you are suffering straight up, let's be real, Chief. Because I am literally tailor-made to deal with them. I have so much free mana. I have so many free attacks. And I can just keep going on, just like this. Like, it's ridiculous how easy I've got it right now. But granted, I probably should have been focusing on rip-off Seiron more than Ringo. But it's whatever. I could afford it a little bit more, but it's whatever. They don't want to overdraw, so yeah, I'll go ahead and spend. I'll actually go ahead and spend. I want to keep them close to death with each other, because if one of them dies, the other one will start doing a lot more damage, so I don't want to, focus on one exclusively. I want to hopefully destroy them both at the same time. Adosha's Dango is a little annoying, because that means they're recovering 1 health per turn. But it's not the worst thing ever, because I can still deal with it well enough. Static Charge is actually great. That's just going to be 3 damage I'm going to be dealing to her at the end of her turn. And actually just keep getting my block up like this. And I am doing wonderful on the health front and on the block front. I'm doing wonderful on all fronts. Energy, health, block, a barrier rather, you name it. Okay, now me getting all of those purified really sucks. Keep them as close to death near each other. I still love how the second Delit is triggering my Soul Torch more than these enemies. Don't do more damage. The Bat Rabbit just starts being wasted and the front one dies. Oh, well, considering how many times I've fought with them, it probably isn't enough, but it's whatever. I finally am getting these replenish shoots funny. But not the worst thing ever. I should have actually tried to destroy you. Oh, can I get a multi-hit, please? That works fine enough by me. Oh, wait, that's ours anyway. I'm fine, I'm fine. We're all good here. I'm just saying, it's right, they were slowly scaling by doing more damage. So, like, as the fight went on anyway. I think it is real good. Get a throw knife each turn. Akane, what do you got for me? I think that is pretty decent. I think this is a pretty decent shop altogether here. I don't know how I didn't notice the barrier slam, considering that is probably the most crucial card to have. Alright, Aki! I paid Mystia this run, so you can't weight my sins too hard, I feel, hopefully. Aki's real interesting. She, depending on your actions throughout the run, through certain events and whatever stuff like that, she'll be an even harder fight. And she also summons your Act 1 version of yourself to fight against you. I'm at 17 right now. Yeah, I'll be blocking more than enough. Go ahead, play the knife out. I usually like to kill Aki first, because the Act 1 version of you is just your Act 1. Whereas Aki is going to keep scaling with damage over time, and also would get that judgment further and further up. So I'd rather deal with Aki first. Give me defense. Let me start your sword dance, and then get me my barrier, please. Thank you. This rapid's first release says you target badly attack enemies for just suits and watch for 60 your damage was hilarious. Oh goodness gracious. That seems painful. Really darn painful. Optical camouflage, just half all that damage coming my way, so I can preserve more barrier. Thank you. Keep holding on to these blocks until I actually get my other abilities. Not bad at all, because I still get that camouflage for yet another turn. Thank you. If I could, temporary cost 0 for some barrier. And I'll just keep floating, because I'm getting so many benefits from it all. But granted, I'm not doing much damage at all back to you. It's okay. Okay. I am sealed, so I can't do too much besides just spend my blocks, honestly. I can do cheesy stuff like this, though. Oh, that's a damage card, so I can't even play it out. Ah, well. I got the block that I needed out, even though I don't have, my Edge of Fantasy yet. Now, here we go. This is when it starts to pop off. Meditation, get me 4 cards, please. Gray Illusion, of course, is great. I get my rainbow going. Do I want to use my Only Binding Circle? Not necessarily. I'm gonna exile 2. Get rid of 1-2, please. Let me play my needles out, because I will be getting so much block otherwise. Then I can do 1-2-3. No, 1-2-3. Save the Yin Yang Orb. Since I didn't get my APOF to go through my deck, but it, you know, you gotta live through it. And just keep hitting Aki over and over and over and over and over again. That's more than enough block that I need to get through all of this. Question mark? Pretty much. Let's still pretty good. Now you can see my sins are major and AT's doing more accurate damage, meaning even if I wanted to graze, I would not be able to. So instead, what I can do... Oh, baby. I am seeing this come together. In real time, I have seen this come together. Hello, Aki. Goodbye, Aki. Oh, fantastic. And now I just have to deal with the Reimu copy, who I do not fear one bit. Oh, there's my Apoth after all this time. Thank you, Apoth. About time you arrived. 3 yin-yang orbs? Perish the thought! More persuasion needles? Why not? Oh, I shouldn't have played that, because then I actually could have played Sharp Knife Express. Kinda stupid. It's kinda stupid. I just got greedy, but it's not right, it's gonna lose me anything. These different spell cards, and you can tell in advance which exhibit they drop. That'd be real cool, considering how, you know, the whole early gimmick is you get to choose which character you're fighting anyway. Oh, I should have waited on Mito. Oh well. Jeez! Hello, Reimu! I'm so glad I still had enough money for that I still don't know how I didn't see it at the end of the shop there. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. What a fantastic run this is. Apple! More life! I'll take that! I'll take trick bullets, why not? And then what would I like to upgrade? What would I want to upgrade? Barrier Slam, honestly. I mean, just hit it down to 2 mana. Oh, well, I clicked yes by accident. Oh well. It's Junko time, everybody! So remember, every time I use a card, she's purifying a mana from me. That is a pretty dead draw, in my opinion. Like, a really dead draw. Dude, this I didn't know it's gonna prot my soul torch. I'm honestly just gonna float everything with Udonge. That is actually so dead. Now you can see here, she's just gonna make it so that you can't quite anything with all those pure radiances. She wants to just weather you out with that. Alright. Rabbit landing first. I want to see what I'm drawing, possibly. Getting my powers ASAP is going to be crucial to this fight. Yokai Buster is great for weakening her. You can see, I'm slowly weathering through all of my colored mana, but the fact is I still have my Philosophers, which is the thing that matters the most right now. She's weak, and I already lost my Soul Torch, so it's not like I'm losing too much more otherwise. 50 damage. Lilies of murderous intent. Smile? Alright. I still have my phosphorus in case the blue gets purified, so that's totally fine. Everything else here is basically rainbow. Do I want to spend that? Not necessarily. And it's probably Slice of Life for free. Gets me that little health bat that I lost. And, you know, bought the berry really didn't matter too much there. I need to get my other power cards, though. I really need my other power cards so badly. What is meditation getting me? What would I like to get from here? Would have loved to get something that would benefit me more. This is annoying. Because the cards that I really need are at the bottom of my deck, but it's okay. It's okay. Here we go. Artillery Illusion and... Okay. If I do this... No, I need Artillery Illusion more. But it's fine. I still get my Edge of Fantasy. That is fantastic. Go ahead, use Only Binding Circle. Weaken Junko. And then... I really get to preserve my barrier now. Alright. This is looking a little iffy at first, but... I'm a lot more comfortable, at least for the next 2 turns. Because when those Purifies start coming in, that's going to be really annoying. Now, I did just get Purify the Land. But I didn't get it with Apop, which I would have loved to have had. Oh, gosh darn it, dude. Oh, I just can't be choosers now. These are already barriers anyway, so there's no reason for me not to spend them. I mean, I could naturally be saving them for when she's doing more than 36 damage. Apop bottom deck as always. I know! But Sardinia Moonjade's been carrying me otherwise at the very least, so I can at least say thank you to that. Alright. Might as well just get the barrier, right? No reason for me not to. And float. I'm never overdrawing, because I literally only have one rare card draw, and that's Moonrabbit Landing. So I can just float as much as I can and just see how it goes from there. Granted. Okay, I'm gonna have my Philosophers anyway for that, so it's totally fine. Actually, totally fine. Hello, all my knives. Actually, I do want to play you out. That way I can get my Persuasion Needles from you. Considering how much damage Junko is doing to me. I'll do that much. And then, well, with 128 barrier, I think I'm fine. I think I'm really fine. Alright. Crimson Energy Voice is pretty nice. Purify the Land me. I'd like to get rid of the other Purifies, I feel. I already drew them, so it's not going to really do too much otherwise, but I can at least start, checking through you. I should have gotten rid of my Persuasion Needles, because I made the same mistake again, not doing anything. Even if she is purifying me of all my colored mana, all of these knives are neutral. So it doesn't matter, Junko. And I'm generating so much block. God, Steel Array Mood can take a while to get online. The times that you do, oh baby. Oh, more barrier, you said? Why not? There's the thought! Like, Junko actually stood no threat. This has been so free. I'll play the Splash out anyway. Why? Even though she purified it all! Because I can just keep hitting you and keep hitting you slowly but surely. And goodbye, Junko. You're at 3 health. Nice stuff. Goodbye. I actually should have finished you off with Sharp Knife Express just because. Alright. I basically beaten the game, and now it's just onwards to Act 4. Honestly, the best thing I can ask for is probably actually the oil painting, because the money could help me at the Kanes. And it's more life. Either that or just more yellow. Painting. Give me the painting for the money. Ooh! 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 Alright, Seija, here we come. Act 4. Y'all remember when I talked about how... Okay, hold on. If I do that with Edge of Fantasy, I think we're doing alright, everybody. I really think we're doing alright. remember how I talked about the heart fight here? I said this is way harder than A20 heart fight. You're going to see soon enough. We're really going to see soon enough. So, those of you who remember Ascension 20 heart fight. Lots of health, of course. It debuffed you with everything at the beginning, just about. And of course, like you can't one turn kill it, and it'll deal damage to you every turn. Yeah. This bullshit right here is why Seija sucks. Seija will get random artifacts at the beginning, every time she uses reverse ideology, which is basically every 2 or 3 turns. One of these here is over-decorated Whirl a Gold Cup. At the start of her next turn, so after this turn 1, I lose all of these exhibits that aren't shining, which are basically the ultra legendary ones I got from bosses. All of these are going away. Meaning that if you have a deck that's built around your dead branch, or a deck that's built around you playing multiple cards, or stuff like that. Stuff that doesn't give you immediate effects, like pom-poms or so. So if I was all around just retaining my mana with Udonja, even though it's been great, and it really helped me throughout that last fight, if my deck was entirely centered around it, guess what? Seija just says, screw you. Yeah, she's something alright. Anyway, immediately just gonna hit her with this, weaken her. I'm gonna get as much block and barrier as I goddamn can right now. Remember, she's dealing damage every time I play a card. That's 2 damage. That's right, the Beating Heart. It's just Giant Scissor Blade. Can only deal 300 damage per turn. As opposed... So you can't one-round burster. Apotheosis... Oh, wait, I already read that. I thought it was a new message. Oops. Apotheosis. Yes, please. Now, me having barrier is really great here. I need to get any one of my 2... What's his face? Of my 2 Edge of Fantasies, and this deck is online, and I am alright. Until then, I am just fighting to survive, because I don't want it to burst through my barrier at all. Because I already lost my Soul Torch, not from damage, but because over-decorated Gold Cup took it away. And so just keep scaling and scaling and scaling, and this fight sucks. As you can see, okay, it's not reverse ideology, reverse offensive is what it's called. Yes. 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 Fantastic. What would I like to get rid of here? The curses, please. Get rid of the curses. And the small strike. This deck is online now, which is with the Great Hature Barrier. I'll be just generating this barrier no matter what. Whenever I'm exiled, which is fantastic, but I'm gonna have to see how it goes. Oh, pendant that emits evil spirits at the end of her turn, so she attracts more enemies into this combat. Sucks a lot. That is another one of the things that really sucks the most. That is even more block I can get, though. Give that to me. Hello? Keep hitting Seija. I played a knife by accident. Oops. Yes, weaken her again. Preserve as much block as I possibly can right now. I still need to get Hature Revolution as soon as I can. So I'll Moon Rabbit Landing, see what I get. Oh, thank God. It's next up then. Thank God. It's second next up. Because if it wasn't... If it was next up immediately, I'd be drawing it and then I'd lose it next. Instant Watson 1819 when... What was that, her 7th item and she's not told by then? Is that the one that's like, she just deals... to where she's just like doing twice as many attacks otherwise? Fucking Keystone. If it's the one that I'm thinking of, then yeah, of course it sucks. That Keystone needs to die, dude, but so do all these enemies. Oh my God, this sucks. This sucks a lot. Granted, I have these persuasion meters, so I can start whittling these guys down. Do this. The exile is great for me. Knife will take care of some of it. Now, I can't deal with all the minions. You know, like, Sage's Wish is granted, and if I turn probably loses the game. I've never gotten that far! I just always die whenever she gets the one that attacks twice! Jeez! Holy crap, that sucks! Okay. Answer Fantasy again. New Year's visit, please. I would like to have... Flawless for a turn. 15 damage, and it's... Okay, it's not for free, but it's still good. It's still pretty nice. Exercising. Let me see what I'd get. I mean... Like, I gotta do something here. Just as much damage as I can possibly get, honestly. Go the Keystone, please. Get that crap out of there. And just keep hitting. Just keep hitting. I have literally never gotten as far as that, which is ridiculously funny, but also, holy crap, that's an even scarier timer! Let's turn 3 forwards to set an item she pulls. I know. Now, granted, I did get 2 of the worst items for her to get, but we're getting through it. Just Optical Camouflage. That is an amazing pull right there, first and foremost. And the fact that I'm a barrier build means I can actually just tank all this damage and just do as much as I can. More Optical Camouflage or Melancholy for 15 damage. It should also be a draw more cards. I think more Optical is just going to be better for the long run. Just to protect me. Barrier Slam, of course. And the hand on top of the draw pile. Gain block. Just take the 20 right now. What could I even be wanting to hold on to? Nah, do Stone Stacking, because then I'll get another Persuasion Needle off of that. Just, honestly, start ripping Seja a new one as much as possible, Cruzy. Because that's, like, 275 damage, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, what? I drew Cup Independent! I mean, granted, I think Cup's guaranteed? I don't know. Sometimes I get it immediately, sometimes I don't. But even then, it's annoying as crap. Honeywa Front to see early. That's pretty nice, I feel. Needles first. Just keep hitting Seja. Just keep hitting Seja. Just keep hitting Seja. Just keep hitting Seja. First time to be Pendant Cup Teapot as far as I can tell. But Teapot doesn't feel too bad to go against, honestly. Whereas a Pendant and Cup really freaking suck. So much. I don't know how much work they have to do. What they have to do to mimic a fraction of our power. Now, granted, I have a lot of health as a buffer. But the fact is, I am wearing through this right now. I am wearing through this fight. Teapot's just Spireheart's debuff, basically? Yeah! And the fact that that A20 heart is guaranteed to debuff you at the beginning anyway. It's like, it's whatever. Now, granted, I'm functioning with all of that right now. But it's just, Play the needles. Meditation, what are you getting me? Damage. I just need as much damage as I possibly can get. We play the orbs as we can get them out of our hand. I'm also just gonna play this and play these cards out, probably, just to keep cycling because I want to thin my deck. Oh, that's how when that doesn't get me? What? What am I supposed to get on that side? Oh, I feel cheated. I feel robbed. I feel so robbed. You see, I'm getting Persuasion Needles from those two, but I'm not getting Persuasion Needles from down my item? I feel robbed! What a slug of a fight. Like, dude, I have over 200 barrier. This is hilarious. And then she's gonna attack twice and I'm gonna regret my life. Oh, no. Not the gloves, dude. Not the gloves. Shinigami. This is so annoying. This is so annoying. This is so annoying. This is literally just the biggest slug fight in all of existence, dude. I don't know if I'm gonna do this thing. Oh, it's removed from my deck! It doesn't add salad. Good point. Oh my goodness! I'm not gonna draw anything to see it! Oh no! That's actually tragedy! Okay, what do I still have? I actually still have win conditions well enough. I actually have some win conditions. That is hilariously sad that I drew nothing because of that. Also, actually, do I even want to attack the fairy at this point? I don't think so. I think I just go all in for Seija. Dude, I might not have any attack cards at the end of this. Let's be real here, Chief. What the heck is happening? Welcome to the heart fight. Welcome to the heart fight. I implore you to watch the VOD batch. Oh, my deck is gone, dude! Oh, my deck is gone! I implore you to watch the VOD batch to understand exactly what's going on. But you are reaching the tail end to where this is do or die, because this is... this is the end of the fight, and this is... This is a fight, to say the least. This is a fight. Did you die? I'm still alive! Don't get me wrong now, but I have a 7-card deck left right now. I have 7 cards left in my deck. Hard fight with random bullshit go. Like, Seija really does feel like that. No, funny enough, I'm complaining, but this is probably one of the best chances I've had. But tell you what, Bow with Shoots Light actually could be good for me here, considering if I get some exiled status cards, then I could maybe do something with it. Yeah, I could cleansing ritual them, and I actually get attacks from that. I'll play the Yin Yang orb first, actually, to get my temporary spirit and such. Seija more OP than Nanos, you can snap twice. You really snapping me twice. Just play everything I can, dude. Play everything I can. The fact that, like, I got these guys who are just, like, purifying... I got these minions, honestly, which aren't doing too much besides debuffing me to where I've already been permanently weak. This has been annoying. The health bar is small and yours is very large. Game is easy. No, yeah, I kind of really lucked out with getting my build online before she really shut me down. But let me compare... Before... I can actually kill her this turn. Before I end this fight, let me tell you what Seija does compared to the heart. So, Ascension 20 heart from Soy the Spire. What's the first turn? They inflict you with every single debuff. Seija does that, turn 1. Seija will do that with an attack, and she has an attack that inflicts all the debuffs and also hits you. So that's not turn 1, but she will hit you with that. She gets there's the Beating Heart, which thankfully doesn't scale. As opposed to doing more damage over time, it's just Scissor Point just always deals a static damage. But she does get Random Bull Trap, which can do things to brick your build, such as summoning random enemies every single turn. She'll get to add more status cards, which, okay, the heart does that too, so that's comparable. She gets this one, which is the most Bull Trap, which if your entire build depends on it. Haha, Dead Branch or something like that, or Ice Cream. You lose all your non-boss awakenings, exhibits, artifacts, whatever stuff like that, which can brick you so hard, and I got that turn 1. Yeah, she did this turn 1 to me. I got 1 turn with, like, my extra artifacts, and then I am stuck with the rest of that stuff. 20 different things, so the buff turns, 20 different things for randomized, just have more health. I mean, I do have. Now, granted, okay, so the way that Seija works is that every 3 turns she'll use reverse offensive or spell chart to get one of these random special artifacts, which range from annoying to real bad. She always starts with Scissor Blade, which is Beating Heart. You can get Decorated Gold Cup as early as turn 1, which I did this run, to where, once again, all of those exhibits that I got from the elites and the shops early on, they're gone. All that I have is my boss ones. which, once again, if you're like a dead branch or an ice cream, which is what done this run, or anything like that, that you are functioning with your deck's dead. Sayonara. Then you also get things like these. At the end of her turn, she attracts more regular enemies. At the end of her turn, you just randomly get one of those 3 vulnerable, frail, or weak every turn, not just turn 1, so you can't just cleanse it away like in Ascension 20 Heart. Congrats. This is the one that spooked me so far. At the start of her turn, just exile half of your deck, regardless of your turn, draw, hand, or discard. And she does that twice! You can see that my draw pile is 3 cards, my discard is nothing! I have a deck of 7! Bow Witch Six White, add 2 random status cards. Okay, that's not too annoying. There's more, such as one that makes you just attack twice per turn for the rest of the fight, going onwards! And then apparently, thanks to Gotcha Blast telling me, apparently at like turn like 16 or 17, she just hits an artifact that just says, her wish is granted, she wins the game. You lose. This game is wild. Now granted, I had the perfect deck to deal with it, just since I basically had Barricade Ironclad, thanks to Great Hattori Barrier, all blocked as barrier, and I have a Chartreuse Exile gain 9 blocks, so I never actually took any damage this fight. I kind of had the perfect build to fight her, but also, for any other character who doesn't have Reimu's ability to block as much as this, yeah, this fight really sucks. So anyway, Seija dies. Yellow Reimu is kind of one of the most bored characters in the game. But then again, it's Barricade Ironclad, what can you say? Goodbye, Seija! I win the game! What a run! Only lost a Yellow Reimu run in Act 1, and then perfect incident clear. Under normal circumstances, this fight just blows and ends by like turn 7. Yeah, but compared to my Junko fight, I was actually able to come online and get all of the cards that I needed, which really helped me out. Especially considering I got, I was able to get the artifact that copied one of my cards. I got Mirror. So having another Edge of Fantasy, so I went from having 3 block per exile card to 6 block, and then I bought another Edge of Fantasy, so then I have 9. So I kind of really just started milling Infinite, and she never broke through. I want to play more Lost Prince of Legend, but I got Soy the Spy when I'm playing as a car. Like, you mean when you're playing in the car? I mean, it's still Soy the Spire, and quite frankly, if you're playing with mods, there's the Touhou mods in there as well. Quite frankly, there's the whole Gensokyo mod, which I could honestly play too, because that's its own overhaul. I am the car. Oh, those mods. Seija never pulled double attacks. I don't know, this could have been way worse. Oh no, definitely it could. I'm thinking my lucky stars, but quite frankly, she pulled cup at the beginning. She pulled cup at the darn beginning, dude. I am taking what I have and running to the bank with it. So anyway, everybody, that was Lost Prince of Legend tonight. As much as I did fail my first Yellow Reimu run on... What? Oh, it doesn't tell me where I got to? Doesn't tell me, does it tell me where I got to it with it? Run-wise? I don't think so. But yeah, getting Purple Mirror really helped me out at the end right there. And, well... so what was the things that really helped me? Getting Purple Mirror at the end, buying Barrier Slam, of course, and then getting Great Hattori Barrier at one of the last shops. Yeah, that really helped me out. Satya, getting the Satya exhibit in Act 1 actually really benefited me just for going into a full Barrier Exile, just literally block them out. And I'm surprised that I was able to get through there. A pretty good night indeed, from all of us, I feel. Don't you think? Yes, I really do think so. So anyway, everybody, I am gonna call it right here for tonight. I've been going for 2.5 hours, longer than I expected, but I was a block run anyway. I'll go ahead and end the stream there. Imagine being justified to bring a 45 card deck to the heart. Dude, you are going to be roasted by every single Soy the Spire YouTuber out there. What do you mean your deck isn't 20 cards or less? But anyway, now I'm gonna go raid my friend Replicant who's playing the Curaboid Point. The cruise ship has landed, so of course if you already aren't following or subscribed, haha, smile, you can go ahead and use, go ahead and follow or sub to the channel. Use the CG Cruise Heart emote, and we're gonna give the love over to them. As always, thank you again, everybody, for coming on by. It has been a wonderful stream, and I was able to win on 2 requests. I'm very happy with that. And once again, wherever you are, wherever you may be, whether you're on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, or more, it's been your wonderful Wind Mage, your Cruz Ship Captain, Chartreuse Proxy, ever at your service, and have yourselves a good night, at least from my side of the world.
My thing for the challenge.
I cannot tell if I finished this stupid challenge. That was like the problem. Alright,